Alright, hello and welcome to my guide on how to hatch in Wizard101 and make your perfect pet. First off, what do you need to make a good pet? Well, a good pet, you need to have training. So in training, you go to the pet pavilion, and I use this nice social tab to teleport around Wizard City nice and quickly. In Pet Pavilion, you'll find all these sigils where you can play mini games to train your pet, and afterwards you can feed them snacks. And snacks are the fastest way to get your pet to grow in age from baby to teen to adult to ancient to epic to mega, and if you really need to, all the way to ultra. Ideally, you should never take a pet to ultra. This one I took to ultra to Sakura Mighty because I was too lazy to make a new pet, and I've finally made myself a decent pet hatcher, so I'll never make a pet of this poor quality ever again. So, without all said and done, how do you get snacks to use in the mini games? The single best way in the game is to start your gardening and raise couch potatoes. Now, this couch potato is a mistake. I actually destroyed all its brethren. And these guys, when they're mature, they drop mega snacks like Captain Cantaloupe, Fancy Yogurt, and Golden Wheat Bread, all of which give a decent amount of XP. Golden Wheat being the worst with 40, Captain Cantaloupe with 45, and Fancy Yogurt with 50, I think. Yeah, 50 for the Fancy Yogurt. So that's how I get my mega snacks. Currently, I don't have too many saved up. I have been saving up. I just started taking a break from pet hatching, so my snack numbers are relatively low. 256 Fancy, 188 Captain Cantaloupe, and not a lot of Golden Wheat Bread because I use that because it's the worst. Doesn't even give what's it called? Doesn't give strength. So Fancy Yogurt's the best. Golden Wheat Bread's the worst. So there you go. That's how you train it. That's the stuff you need to hatch your pet. Not hatch your pet, train your pet. The absolute first thing you want to do with your pet hatching experience after getting your snacks is get a 420 adult base beguiled gargoyle with perfect stats and completely common talent pools. So this means the talent pools that you will eventually want to be using, and also the derby pool. This lets you have cheaper hatches and also lets you have complete control over what goes into the pool of the baby that you're trying to make. So, how do you get a 420? You get a 420 by going to the kiosk, browsing pets, going to the Beguiled Gargoyle tab under Myth, browse pets by type, and there's a whole bunch of these guys. So, what you're going to want to do is you want to go all the way down to the very bottom to where all the 420s are. Now, I'm using an auto clicker here to get us down there really quickly. So here we are with all the 420s, and you're going to want ones that have perfect stats. And for me, preferably, I like the ones with the boons so that you can see the stats perfectly outlined at the maximum they can be, which is 255 strength, 250 intellect, 260 agility, 260 will, and 250 power. So exactly like this one. Fire boon, myth boon. So what you're going to do is whatever pet you have on the left, doesn't matter what pet you start with. You take that pet and you hatch with the 420. Then you get a baby, and you probably won't get the beguiled beguiled gargoyle first try, because it is a pretty rare pet to get back as far as egg pet bodies are. You're gonna make the baby with the first 420, and then once you get the baby, you hatch it, you take it, train it all the way to adult, just to adult, don't go any further. And then once you have the adult, you go back and hatch with the same idea here. You go find another 420, max stats, full commons everywhere. And once you find that, you hatch with that pet again. And you keep going like that, making new babies, take that baby up to adult, find another 420. and you're going to end up with a pet that looks exactly like Optio Rolf on the left or Regal Charlie on the right. And so now you're going to have a 420 base pet, Beguiled Gargoyle at adult, to make your hatching life a whole bunch easier. Like I stated earlier, you're going to know exactly what talents you're putting into your new pool from the kiosk. So when you hatch, you're going to get some talents from this pool into there, and it's going to be real easy to track it. It's going to be real cheap because of these common derby pools, and you're going to have max stats. So you don't have to worry about missing out on any damage. You don't have to worry about any of the weird stats messing you up. So now that we have that 420 and why we need it, we can start looking at what type of pet we want to be hatching with. Now, I'm on a life character, and let's just say I want a pet that isn't triple double, and this is another example of a bad pet. I want a triple double. I don't want a triple double anymore. I want a quad damage and mighty, so I can have a 33 damage pet. Well, that's a great idea. I should go look for that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to browse pets, and I don't like using the search pet talent function. I've been having more success finding pets with the exact pool I want. But if you're just in it just to make the pet as quick as possible in whatever way you want, you're going to want to look for the talents you want. So Lifebringer for life gives you plus 11 damage with Mighty. So that's what I want. And then I also want Mighty. So those are the two talents I want. So I'll search for all talents. And we're looking for a pool that has all common talents, common derby talents, so it'd be easy to track the cost of it. You don't want to be spending way too much gold on hatching. We're going to be doing a lot of hatching with this method, but it is the most consistent method in my opinion. And here's the pet that looks perfect to me because it would be easy to track which 5 of these talents we want, which is Life, Painbringer, Life Giver, Pain Giver, Lifebringer, and Mighty. Those are the 5 talents we want to put into our pool. So you can see where all of these commons line up. We can hope that they all stay common, and that's a pretty good benefit of also having a Beguiled Gargoyle full commons, is because you can track which talents are going in and which are not. So if we hatch once and we get a Painbringer and a Life Giver and nothing else, we'll know exactly what they are because they'll line up. So once you get that baby, you hatch it to adult. I mean, you hatch it and then you train it to adult. Once that new baby is adult, you take that new adult baby and you return to this same pet. You return to the same pet and you hatch with it. Then you take that new baby, hatch it, train it to adult, come back to the exact same pet again and hatch with it again until you have all of the pools in the talent. All of the talents in the pool, from the pet you're hatching with into the pet you just made. Now what that allows you to do is you can see when all of these talents transfer over with each hatch. And it guarantees you that you're going to have the right talents in the pool. And now that you've hatched enough for all 5 of these talents to be in the pool, the odds of those 5 talents manifesting in your new pet is higher because you're hatching with a pet that had those talents manifested already. And we don't know the exact odds hatching with a pet that already has it manifested brings up the odds of you manifesting on your new pet, but you just got to keep hatching over and over again until it stops failing. And in my opinion, once you have the pool completely copied over, so it might take like 5 or 6 hatches to get the 5 talents you want into the pool on your new kit, on your new pet. And then once you have the exact same pool as the pet you're trying to copy, it takes about 5 to 10 more hatches in the new. I mean, it takes 5 to 10 more hatches once you already have the pool to up the odds enough that you're going to manifest the same 5 talents in your new pet. Apart from that, now we can talk about some of the best pools that are out there. In my opinion, this common talent pool, 2232, with the manifested in the total overall score for the talents and powers, it's the most beautiful looking pet ever. It's got common, 5 commons, and then 10 commons in the derby pool. That's the best looking one to me. Now, it is a little bit expensive because it is a mega pet, and hatching with mega pets gets 45,000 with all commons. If you're really struggling for gold, there's another way you could do this. You could find pets that are... The only example I know of is this fabled Quetzal here. Some people make these pets that go to Ancient with this specific pool. Now, this is what's called a Piercer variant pool, and it's been created and solved by people who are a lot better at hatching than I am. I'm just making this video for people that want to learn a tiny bit about hatching. This pool is solved. We know exactly what each of these talents are. From top to bottom, it's going to be, this rare is Painbringer, this uncommon is Mythgiver, this ultra rare is Paingiver, this epic is Spellproof, this rare is Spell Defying. Obviously, this ultra rare is Myth Dealer. This common is Myth Boon. This mighty is this ultra rare will be mighty. This epic will be Armor Breaker, and this final ultra rare would be Armor Piercer. Now, this you can see this hatching cost is only 15,000. And what you could do instead of hatching with the original pet we saw at Mega for 45,000 each time, you could hatch just for the pool to copy the pool over before Mega hatching. You could use 15,000 gold hatches to just copy the pool before moving on to the Mega hatching to up the odds of getting these 5 talents in to manifest in your new pet. So probably the best way to do it was take your Beguiled Gargoyle, make the 420, copy the pool from one of these type of pets that have the things you want in it. So like Mighty, Myth Dealer, Paingiver. That's going to give you 18 damage just at Ancient. And once you have the entire pool, you can start copying whichever one you want. That has, like, maybe if you want a triple double, Spellproof and Spell Defy alongside Paingiver, Myth Dealer, Mighty. That would be a perfect triple double. Or if you want a quad damage Mighty, you could also take one that has Myth Giver, Paingiver, Myth Dealer, Mighty, and then either Boon or Bringer at this rare or that common. And once you have the pool, you just hatch with the same pool but with different talents manifested each time, and you can just create whatever version of the pet you want. You could have triple doubles, or you could have quint pets with Mighty. And the only thing I can't help you with hatching pets, probably something that very similar to this, is like the PvP pets with all the make casts. The only thing probably different with that is that there's just different talents you got to manifest onto it. And I'm just a big fan of the all damage or the triple double pets. And I hope this guide helped you. And if there's any questions, leave them in the comments and I'll try to respond to them. And we will make this guide even more in depth if I'm forgetting anything.